Now you're probably wondering, how can you win an Among Us match with little or no evidence, but somehow still get 2 imposters in less than 10 minutes? Also, what was that name? Alright, so let's start from the beginning. Hold up. Alright, so, at the start of the game, I get engineer. Now, as an engineer in Among Us, you're a crewmate, but you can use events. Let's see how we use this to my advantage. Now, at the start, I instantly, instead of going to oxygen, I do my task. Pressing Y, because I'm a horrible teammate. Anyway, you know, it's kind of boring from here. But then at one point, this is the part, the most important part. White right here. He sees me. Vent. I vent, right? That's gonna be important later. Now, I try to check if anything happens here. You know. Due to him going alone in the room. See if he dies or something. So then, he's right behind me. Now I see is that I used the vent. Now keep that into account. So now, I see pink there. No, 2 people died. So, I don't even know what to do. Then, shows that brown is a tracker. Oh wait, no, that's before it. Wait, what am I talking about? No, wait. Pay attention to that. Red. Red asked where first. Now you're probably just saying, I mean, like, you know, people can ask where first. That's a normal thing. Yeah. He did too fast. That's pretty suspicious. But there's no proof. No, let's see. Pink, clear, cyan. Now, after that, white asks asks red if he's engineer. Then, this is a major giveaway. It says, yes, sir, I am. Now, they're accusing black, but simply probably shapeshifter, due to me being the host and making shapeshift and viper the most common roles. Now, due to this being a lie, I'm like, I'll say no. Also, I was in medbay. But he wasn't in medbay. I saw it. White was in medbay. That made White know. Wait. Could not have gone there that fast. Now, let's see. Coral asked me if I'm engineering because he saw me vent. And then I say I am, because I was engineer. Now, a point out there's only one engineer. And then pink says they had asteroids, so I'm gonna go check. However, they think that Tan is suspicious, but then Tan dies. Red accused me of lying in order to defend himself. But there's not enough things to defend him. Now, I point out how White saw me vent, and then we had to vote red. Lime's being suspicious. Lime was asking why before. You know, he's trying to defend red a lot. But there's no evidence for that yet. Until he tries to shift the blame on me, saying, exactly, so you could be imposter. How could it be me? You know, if he saw me vent. Let's gamble. No, they're still trying to vote black out. Then why is this not red? Then coral. You see, this is the thinking, right? Then we skip. Well, not like we didn't skip vote, but like now we're gonna skip this part. Then I tell them to vote red first. However, my teammates are stupid, so they get this guy out. Now, after that, the lights go out. So I know one of the imposters might try to kill me. So I head to weapons and I hide in the vent so they can't get me. And I also use it to check if anything crazy happens, like someone dies, due to those being low priority areas and good shapeshifting spots. Simply navigation. Now then, I call the emergency meeting, right? Right? There's the part. Okay, I told people before, I have visual tasks. Well, I think, I don't remember. And then, I cues red again. But then, Pink asks, why red? Even though I already said. Now, white is not. Fully agrees with me. Do some stuff and says, bruh, it's not me. You can just accuse me all you want. Now, he's trying to be nonchalant and pretend, oh, whatever. But accuse me all you want. It's not me, dude. That's really common strategy. Like, oh well. However, he could actually just like not be it. However, here's the part. He had a typo, which means he might be nervous while typing. Now, could just say, oh well, people make typos all the mistake. It's just like all the time. People make mistakes, But let's keep that into account. Now I told him to vote him out again. And he says, I fix lights with pink. But that doesn't prove anything, because you can fix lights even if you sabotage. Like so? But then, here's the part. Lime says red is good using safe chat. So, that is concrete proof that he's trying to defend red. Why would he want to defend red? No. I don't know. There's no evidence that it isn't red. Well, there is, but not from Lime. Then, I tell how he's a fake engineer. He says, no. I say, nah. Counteract is no, right? And then, I talk about how he's imposter. Then, finally, my teammates believe me and they vote him out. However, here's the major part that is probably the reason why everybody believed me. He had a bunch of typos in this thing. He said, I'm a vote Coral. You're just bow aiming, not even blaming. Now, let's look at the keyboard for a second. Now, assuming that he's using the QWERTY keyboard, we can see that L and O are pretty near each other, right? So, that also shows that this is obviously a typo. But there's still a lot of doubt, because think about it. I mean, just because they're making mistakes and having typos doesn't mean they're nervous or anything. But he made another one. Said everything with a D. Now, where's D? See, D's right here and E's above it. That's 2 typos in a row. Which shows that they were trying to say stuff really, really fast. And that's just a little piece of evidence. Now, we go into this part. Now, because there's only one engineer, there's 2 claiming engineers. It says, you. Try to say, nah, you. I don't know what you're trying to say. Then, we all vote him out collectively. Get that guy out of here. Now, I have confirmed ejects off. Which, now, there's no proof that he actually was the imposter. That still has people being suspicious about me now. And then I see, let's see, Lime is standing still, right? Alright, so we could be doing a sabotage, right? And then all of a sudden, I make my way, do my task in navigation. Now, I walk past White, and I see Pink do asteroids. So I know they're safe. You can't see it from this part of the screen. Because I cropped the video. Let's pretend I saw them do it. Now, I went in the vent, see if anything's going on here. It's low traffic areas. And then, I left the vent for navigation. Let's fix lights. So, the lights were sabotaged. Now, I did see, white and pink. So that clears them. They're already cleared anyway. Now I make my way to go fix the lights. Oh, there's a noisemaker. I see it's on the bottom of storage. Now I see a shapeshifter skin. So I see someone shapeshifted. So that means that there's a shapeshifter here. Now I see 2 tans. So they shapeshifted into tan to kill Tan, which was a really bad mistake. I think they were probably trying to go for kill someone else. I just so happened to run into Tan. Now, me and Pink see this. We both see the bodies. That also shows that it could not have been me. I just got there. Now, I report the body and they tell all the details, right? Now I'm like, hold up. Well, SS skin near body. SS 10. Tan's dead. And it says, where was the body? That's funny, because he's not clear. There's a very few amount of people there, but he's not clear. Now he asks, where was the body? Right? And then Pink talks about how them and White were together. Now, I say storage, and then White knows that's alive. I don't know, they probably saw it or something. I don't know. Or maybe they found the clues. No, I agree. Because Lime was defending Red. Why would you do that? And it's like, Coral and White can vouch for me. That's true. I can't. So it was either Lime or White, right? But White is like kind of clear. Because I was like, he had killed me so much times. And other stuff. And he's been with me. I trust him. Then he says, I didn't kill Tan. Now, here's the part. I never said, no one ever talked about how Tan was the one that died. Wait, actually, did I? Wait. Oh, okay, I did. Never mind. It's not the point. I was about to say something about, like, unless you're looking at who died, you shouldn't really know exactly. But, nah. I said it, so that's not really evidence. Then he says, I'm telling the truth. White says, it can only be Lime, which is true. Yeah, they were fixing the lights. Now, it'll be either me or Lime, but I'm cleared for them. Because I got one imposter out. And then he claims he's being framed. But that's simply untrue. And then I talk about how Lime was defending Red, which is mad suspicious. So, yeah, I could say that's sus. And then, you'll vote on him. Still can't believe he has that name. And here's the part. He's gone. And then we win. On my intelligence. And after that, I talk about how I'm so smart. Wait for it. Yeah, you win. I'm so smart. Forgot to capitalize the last letter. We don't talk about that though. And he agrees that you are smart. And that's even better than a win. He admits it. And that's how you get a perfect victory. And simply using basic clues. This is why, even if you're not the host, you check the settings so you can know the chances of rolls and the amounts of them. Well, yep, that's the video. It's crazy how we changed short match into like almost like double the size of the amount of match. It's more of like an analysis kind of, not really a recap. I'm not doing those like short form thingies that like those like text to speech stuff. Like, heh, probably wondering why I just killed in front of the crewmate. But to know why, let's go back to the beginning. Heh. I try to make fun of that at the start. That's what I was doing. But yeah, you guys like this video? Want me to make more Among Us stuff, or you want me to like, or are you gonna like make jump trash levels for me that I can do? That'd be cool. Also, if any of you guys wanna give Roblox game recommendations or whatever, any other stuff, do that in the comments. And also, remember to subscribe and hit that bell. Alright, bye. Triple T so tough?